Hello! Unboxing, this time it's the ROG Strix X870E-H Gaming WIFI7 motherboard, which is a very long name. It's socket AM5, DDR5. If I flip it over, you can have a look at the back. It's got sort of a shiny bit on it. That's the CPU thing information there, and then there's a view of the back panel, which we'll look at in a minute. So we'll open it up. There's no seal to cut, so we'll open it up. There we go. Yes, the processor has a CPU cover on it, which we'll look at in a minute. That's have relevance to the previous video I made about this sort of thing. And there's a thing here. That's going to be the Wi-Fi aerial. Interesting thing about Wi-Fi aerials is that they're actually magnetic. Maybe you didn't know that. So you can actually stick that to the side of your case if you want to. So there's a Wi-Fi aerial, and then there's a little tab there. If I pull that, it sort of lifts up a little bit. So we'll get the board out and just move it to one side like that. And then we'll see what we've got in here. That's quite nicely sectioned off. So we have gaming Wi-Fi manual. It's actually, actually it's quick start guide, not a full manual. So it's quick start guide. So there's that, which isn't particularly helpful. It does have a nice diagram of the motherboard layout though, showing where the things are. So that is actually quite useful. And then there's web storage, stickers. Why? Stop putting stickers in. Safety information. Separate, interesting, the accessories, this one has got them in a bag. So the accessories, rather than being loose, they're in a bag. So I'll just move this box out of the way and chuck it on the floor down here. And then we'll have a little look and see what's in this bag. That's going to make putting things in the box a lot easier, because obviously everything's in one bag. So let's see what we've got. We have some M.2 pads, M.2 mounting clip, more M.2 pads, cable ties. Yeah, don't know why they bother with that. Some SATA cables, one of which is got a right angled end on it, and a key ring. Right, I think you can tell what I think about that sort of stuff. So anyway, let's have a look at the board itself. Is the bag sealed? No, it is not. It's not uncommon for a board like this. So we'll just pull the bag out. It fits quite nicely. So that's the bag off. There's the actual motherboard itself. Wow, pretty sweet. On the back, what you can't see is what I'm feeling is there's a rubber sort of bit of foam on the back because of the pins on it. So I'm going to leave that on while I put it down on here. Yeah, massive heatsink on that. There is also a switch to release the graphics card. Yeah, okay, it's pretty nice. So all the little bits have got little bits of film on. So we'll have a look at the back of it, which is this bit here. So that's a better view of the back now, so you can see what we've got. A lot of USB ports, actually quite a lot. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 USB ports, 3 of which are USB-Cs, so the Type 2 ones. There's a 10 gigabyte USB there, so 5 gig there, so there's quite an eclectic mix. There's an HDMI output as well, and CMOS clear, and a BIOS button as well. So that port there, that's where you put, you can, with these boards you can upgrade the BIOS without having a processor in it, because you put the USB stick with the BIOS file in that socket there and then press a button and it does it for you. That's pretty sweet, especially if you bought a motherboard and you realise that it doesn't support the processor that you've got. So there we go. that is pretty nice. I'm going to use this in the build, so we'll see this again in a bit. Obviously, if you've got any questions about it, stick them in the comments. Liking and subscribing is appreciated. And I hope this was helpful to you. I should actually point out that might be quite useful. You've got a USB 3 there, and you've got the Type 2 connector as well, the USB-C Type 2 connector, Gen 2, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, any questions, stick it in the comments, and as ever, thanks for watching. Which is entirely expected. So if I twiddle this round like this, we'll do the M.2 now. Now, how you get at the M.2 slot will vary between motherboards, but it'll be detailed in your manual, right? So on this one, I press that and it comes off like that, and that's the bigger heatsink. Now there is actually a little tiny clip in there. I'll just show it to you like that, a little tiny clip, and that's where the M.2 goes in, which does actually mean it's sort of upside down, which is a bit of a funny one, but it doesn't matter, does it? It's going to be covered by the heatsink anyway. So I'll just slot that in the slot like that, and then I'll just push it down, and that's it in. So it's got quite an elaborate mechanism on this motherboard. I'll just hold it up so you can get a closer look at it. It's got quite a nice little mechanism that means you don't need the screwdriver that I mentioned. So at this point we don't need that screwdriver, that PH1 screwdriver. But we do have to put the heatsink on it, and there's thermal pad on there. So I'm just going to peel off the protective film, and then we'll drop it back into place. So that goes in that end, and then it just goes like that, and that's it in. Right, so the motherboard is being used in this computer. So yeah, great. A couple of things that you might want to notice about it, just to help you. When it powers up, you get some lights coming on. So I'm going to turn the power on, and then we'll see what happens. 1, 2, and then we get another one, and then we get another one, and then it boots. And so there's a green light there, and then here comes Windows. So when you first set your machine up, if yours, there's the desktop, if yours takes longer than that, then, well, I know it will take longer than that. When you first power this board up with the processor and the RAM and everything else, it will take what seems like a very long time, an unnervingly long time, for it to actually post and boot and do everything else. It will hang there for ages. Don't be worried. Leave it. It might take a minute or even 2 minutes to actually boot. What it's doing is it's obviously training the RAM, and you know, it's integrating everything in. DDR5 needs training. Right, I've got another video about this. So I've tagged this onto this motherboard unboxing, just so that you find it more easily and it's more specific to you. So what I'll do is I'll restart the machine in the BIOS, and I'll show you what I tweaked. Right, so I'm in the BIOS now, and we need to go into advanced mode. So I just tap F7, and there we go. What I'm looking at here is under AI Tweaker. Right, I'll go to AI Tweaker. There's AI Tweaker DRAM timing control. So go into that, and then you've got DDR training runtime reduction and memory context restore. Make those both enabled, and then what it'll do is it'll do quicker runtime training, and it will remember the settings, and it will then boot faster. Okay. You might have noticed when I first got in here, I was on the tool menu, because there's a thing here called ASUS Driver Hub. So while you're in the BIOS, go to ASUS Driver Hub and turn that off, and that will stop it trying to install a bit of software to put drivers on. Now we'll talk about drivers in a second, but that's what you need to do if your machine is taking a long time to boot. So now if I quit and exit, you'll see that it should now actually boot quite quickly, because it's obviously remembered the settings. So when you first boot, it will take an alarmingly long time. Let it do it, and once you're in Windows, restart it and then change the settings I've just described. Okay, so now we're in Windows. There's a couple of things that I want to show you. They happen to be in the downloads folder because I've been using them. So if I go to downloads, if you use Windows Update to handle the main updates, there's also the optional bit as well that will install a whole load of other drivers, but it will miss something. So you can't rely on Windows Update to get all the drivers. You will need these ones. The UCM driver, which is a USB one, that one isn't detected at all. You need the Realtek audio driver because that gives you the proper audio driver, and you also need the chipset one. Now you get those are the drivers you need to download from the Motherboard website. Okay, so go to the Motherboard website, choose Windows 11, choose drivers, download those, and once you've downloaded all of those, your device manager will look something like this. Absolutely fine. So no weird unknown items. I've also put the latest NVIDIA drivers on as well because it's got an NVIDIA graphics card in it. So yeah, hopefully that's helped you. The motherboard itself is really nice. Really nice. I haven't yet removed some of the film. I've got to get in there with a pair of tweezers to take that film off. But anyway, if you found this video useful, then let me know. Write a comment if you've got any other questions. Liking and subscribing is appreciated. And as ever, thanks for watching. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so last thing for this motherboard, no really this is the last thing, is that what I've noticed is that the Wi-Fi is a bit twitchy and a bit dodgy, and there's a very good reason for that. So if you've got this motherboard and you're finding that you can't connect to your Wi-Fi, then this is going to save you hours and make you very pleased, and hopefully you'll subscribe. Right, so I'm going to open File Explorer and show you what drivers I've installed just for completeness. So you can see here, these are the actual AMD chipset drivers and the Wi-Fi driver that I've installed, and these were downloaded from the ASUS website for this motherboard, the driver support page for this motherboard. Okay, so these are the ones that are actually installed. So now if I go down to the bottom of the screen here, you'll see there's the Wi-Fi logo. I'll do available, I'll find my Wi-Fi, and I'll do connect automatically, and it will do checking network requirements, which is what it's doing now. I'll just focus in on this with this. It's having a think about things. And it enters the password, so I'll put my password in. Like that, and I'll press return, and it'll have a little chug. And then this will happen. Unable to connect to this network. So you think, oh no, what's going on? Right, stop. Don't stop mucking about with drivers and doing this and tweaking the BIOS. Just stop, right? Because I'm just going to do something ridiculous. And you're going to subscribe immediately when you see what I'm going to do. So that's the aerial, right, from the from out the box. What I didn't realise until like today is that they've got little magnets in them, so you can every day is a learning experience, especially for me. They've got magnets in them, so you can attach the aerial to any metal surface, right? Anyway, what I've got here is the connectors for it, right? So I'm just going to plug them in. So that's that one in, and then I don't know how well you can see that, and then that's that one in. So the aerial is now fitted, and it's just sitting on the top of the case like that. Now what I'll do is I'll go back to the Wi-Fi, and I'll choose my network again, and I'll click it, and I'll do connect automatically. Now because it didn't successfully connect, it's going to want the password again. So 1, like that, verifying and connecting, and then it works. Oh my god, that's so hopefully you're whooping with joy because I've solved your problem. So if you've got one of these motherboards and it's not connecting, and you spent hours mucking about with drivers and it still doesn't connect, just plug the stupid aerial in. Now just for context, this is the only motherboard I have ever come across that's got Wi-Fi on, okay, that doesn't work unless the aerial is plugged in. Every single motherboard that I've ever used in the past that has Wi-Fi on it has always worked without the aerials being screwed in. This is the first time this has happened. So I'm quite pleased I've solved the problem. So hopefully this will make watching this video entirely worthwhile for you. So yeah, a very simple solution, no mucking about. Hopefully it helped you. Liking and subscribing is very much appreciated. And as ever, thank you very much for watching.